Okay, so this is a frame of foundation that's been in a colony and they've started to draw it out. You can see that this area here has been drawn out. In fact, up here they've put a little bit of honey in it. So this is drawn out all except for a very small corner here. You can see how nicely they've drawn it out. Here is what is known as brace comb. It would be continued over to the next comb and then it would tie the two combs together. But this is great for bees because it allows them to walk from this comb to the other comb. But it's not great for beekeepers because then we can't pull the frames out. If your bees do that, basically what you want to do is scrape that off down to the plastic and put it back in and let them do it again. Okay, this is an example of a comb that we would most likely toss out. It's obviously very old because it's really dark. The sides of the cells are getting very thick. This comb may not be worth saving. You have this whole section here that is also some entombed pollen way down into that black. So it's about, the cell's about half full, you can tell compared to the one next to it. And then it has that black propolis. For some reason, the bees have determined that that's not good and they're not going to use it anymore. They cover it up and that cell will never get opened up again. So you've lost about 10% of the total area. So this frame has got some mold on it. So you can see where the bees were. This was the dying cluster. This amount of mold and these dead bees, the bees would clean this out and reuse it with no problem whatsoever. If you put this in and came back the next day and looked at it, the bees would have it all cleaned out and would probably be using it. This kind of powdery stuff you see on there, that's probably from the box above that had some pollen that was breaking down, and that wouldn't be a concern either. We're just going to open this colony up for an inspection. You can notice this burr comb here, they like to have that because that gives them way to walk to the frame up above. Some beekeepers like to clean that off and have the top of their bars looking all really nice and fancy and clean. But we like to leave it because they're just going to want to build it again. There's drone brood on this frame. We don't normally reject frame for having drone brood. We think that some drones in the colony are good. You can tell a drone from a worker. They have a stockier body. This one's quite a bit bigger. But the biggest thing is the eyes. The eyes cover almost their entire face. This section right here, you can see they're not using this section. It's lower and the walls are thicker and they're just not using it. So whenever a frame is down where they're not using 10% or more of it, you really should get rid of it because that's a lot of brood that they can't raise. We wouldn't go in and take it out now, but we would take it out this fall after the season's over.